What's your name, brother?
My name's Bobby Mack.
Did I interview you before?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody did interview me though, but I don't think it was you.
Okay. Where are you from?
Queens, New York, originally.
How long you been out here in Kensington?
Kensington and on the streets about 2 years now. But I've been living in PA about 8 years. I took a job here running a company in Delaware County in Swarthmore.
Okay, what were you doing?
I'm hiring manager for a marketing advertising firm. Successful, 6-figure income.
Yeah.
I got off a plane to run a company here.
And then what happened?
What happened is I was still on Suboxone when I first came here.
Okay.
Struggling with a perk addiction for like 9-10 years.
Yeah.
You hear a lot of times perks leads to the,
That's what happened to me. I used to be down here getting
right. So there you go. So you know what it is. And then, what happened was I got off my Suboxone. I was down to doing an 1/8 milligram a day. One tablet was lasting me 7-8 days, which is a fucking miracle, right? That's because I was willing to get off. Then, when I got sober with nothing for 2 years, 26 months. I caught a case. I relapsed. I caught a case. I didn't start doing needles till I was like 31. I got 2 years sober, ironically, out of nowhere. I got sober in Pottstown. I did a year in jail, Delaware County Jail. Stayed sober for the first time when I got out of jail. Couldn't have predicted that.
Yeah.
Took me 7-8 years of trying to get sober to get an honest 90 days. Once I got the honest 90 days, I got an honest 6 months. I got an honest year. I got an honest 2 years. I got an honest 26 months. One day I just got bored and I slipped up. And as soon as I slipped up and I put one in me, it was full-blown obsession again, back.
Yeah.
Everything that took years to go away a little bit
came back
full force, like it never left.
How was your childhood growing up?
Abusive, not sexually, thank God.
Yeah, physically,
but physically,
mentally.
Everything but sexually.
Yeah. That's sort of like mine.
Thank God, I never was molested, but other than that, very physically, very violent. My father used to beat my mother. My mother used to beat me.
Yeah.
My father used to beat her.
What's your best childhood memory you have?
One of my best childhood memories is when my stepfather, believe it or not, smacked my uncle because my uncle was trying to bully me. And he said, "That's my son." And he smacked him because he caught him trying to bully me because he's 4 years older than me.
Yeah. Nice. Isn't it crazy sometimes the stuff that to somebody else might seem insignificant, but to us it seems, you know what I mean, like so gratifying. He's taking ownership of you. He's like, "That's my son."
Right.
So
that felt good for him to call me his son, even though I wasn't his son.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he was more of a man than my own real dad was in a lot of ways.
Listen, I had a stepfather also, and the same situation. Not, with somebody bullying me, but he took ownership of me and told me I was his son, and that shit made me feel so good. It made me feel loved, you know what I mean? And I didn't realize how big of a deal it was until I got a little bit older.
Yeah.
What led to you getting high for the first time?
The first time I ever got high, that's why I identify as an alcoholic, was with alcohol when I was like 12 years old. Right after that, like a day later, it became weed.
Yeah.
So alcohol beat weed by a second, but I was more of a pothead. But the first experience where I got outside of myself, where I said, "Wow, I could do this," was with alcohol, surprisingly. Even though that's not really my drug of choice.
Yeah.
That's what I identified with because that was my first escape from reality.
Yeah, got you.
Weed followed immediately afterwards and replaced alcohol for me.
So now the alcohol, you said escape reality. Was it like self-medicating, or was it like, just to
holy
have
shit, I'm
fun?
numb. It was everything.
Now what caused you to struggle with the alcohol at first, or to indulge?
Well, no, I just wanted to get outside of myself. You know what I mean? I could get addicted to candy, to dollar bills. I was addicted to baseball cards. I was addicted to bubble gum. Once I became just that addict gene in me, like I entertained it with alcohol and weed. I used to drink and smoke weed, but the drinking kind of phased out pretty quickly. The weed just took over until I was about 17. Then I started fucking with coke. My mom was a cokehead when I was early growing up, so I said I would never do that. But all the nevers became true eventually. I said I would never smoke crack. So I was in my 20s, I smoked crack. You know what I mean? I didn't think I would ever do it, but when a pretty girl pulled out a crack pipe and I was hitting her from behind, and she said, "Here, smoke this." What am I gonna do? Not smoke the pipe? And I got a pretty naked girl right here. So I always equated certain drugs to sex. Like coke, I always equated to alcohol and women. and sex. I always equated that to just being able to stay up longer and drink more.
That's extremely common also.
Yeah, it is, especially when you're already heightened.
Yeah.
You know, it has a
You're
calming
very
effect.
well spoken also. So
Extremely
I can tell
so.
you're intelligent.
Highly intelligent.
Yeah, I can tell.
Gifted with languages, genius in my own right, with a learning disability at the same time. ADHD or the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Can't sit still, but I don't never need to study for a test.
Yeah.
You know
How
what I
old
mean?
are you?
I'm 39 now. June 13th, I turned 39. Friday the 13th. I was born in 1980 in June. My mother was Friday the 13th in 1961. We're both, she was January 13th. We're both Friday the 13th babies. My mom died 10 years ago from alcoholism.
Sorry to hear
This
that.
shit is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm an alcoholic addict.
Yeah.
I identify as alcoholic first because my first experience was with alcohol.
And how do you support your habit? I seen you were just panhandling.
I panhandle, whatever. I run people in.
Yeah.
Panhandle, people say, where's the good dope at? 99% of the time after they say that, I'm hopping in their car, grabbing them the dope, getting make cash dope combinations.
Yeah.
Whatever I can. I'd much rather do that for somebody than beg for money.
Yeah.
Because I used to sell drugs way before I used to do them. Hard, heavy shit. I used to sell pills way before I got hooked on it. And I got bored one day and I took the right amount. See, the first time I did it, I took too much. I threw up. That kept me from doing it for years.
Yeah.
That was a good thing. Once my boy said, "No, you just take a little bit," and he quartered it out, and I got that first high off that quarter of a perk 30. We split a half of a half. He had a half, and he split it in half with me. Once I did the right first dosage, oh man, I was hooked. Once I realized that little 7.5 milligrams of Percocet had me fucking...
Yeah, that was the right combination for you.
I was on the phones closing deals like a motherfucker. I was in the office, plus I'm a beast as it is. You know, I'm Bobby Rebuttals. I'm a legend in my industry. I'm well known.
Yeah.
Ask anybody who Bobby Rebuttals is. They've heard of me.
Yeah.
I've got the best rebuttals. Why they call me Bobby Rebuttals is because I come up with the best rebuttal. Even if I never heard the objection, I will spit something out that makes so much fucking sense off the cuff that you can't deny it. It makes so much sense, and it's so... I don't hesitate with it. I don't skip a beat. You'll be skipping to give me the objection. I won't skip to give you the rebuttal. I won't hesitate. It comes out like I've been saying it for 30 years. Like I've been ordering a fucking cup of coffee. It came out the first time. Like I've been saying it for 30 years. I write the scripts that people read.
Yeah.
I'm a script writer. I'm a check casher. Check signer. Used to be the check writer. Now I'm the check casher. You know, abuser.
Yeah.
But I'm Bobby Rebuttals, man. I'm extremely gifted, highly intelligent, 99 percentile individual. I got into Bronx Science and Brooklyn Tech in New York City. That's saying something. I grew up in New York, where it's not like West Virginia. You know, if you get 99 plus percentile in New York City, that's saying something.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
You're going in the best and brightest against the country. You know, so for me, I could have got into Stuyvesant if I studied. I missed Stuyvesant High School a few points. I didn't even study for the fucking test. I got into Bronx Science and Brooklyn Tech. My aunt got into Stuyvesant. She went to Stuyvesant. She speaks Portuguese and Spanish fluently, my Aunt Tara. She got the same genes as my grandfather, but a different grandma. Carol Sheets, the one who she did get, she does New York Times crosswords. My grandfather was a detective sergeant. She got the best of all the genes. My Aunt Tara, smart as shit, smarter than me. Only person in my family smarter than me, naturally. She speaks 3 languages, first year out of college, Georgetown University with an internship to Tulane. First year out of school, $86,000 foreign bank examiner. Flies to other countries to make sure that they're operating their banks up to code.
Let me ask you something. Do you think
That's my family.
People that are a little more educated and a little more artistic struggle with addiction a little bit more?
I think that people who are more intelligent are actually prone to addiction. What I've come to find out over the years and from my own experience, and I don't say this lightly, I think genius has a I think you're more prone, has almost a susceptibility to addiction.
I believe the same thing.
Your curiosity and your brain is always working, so you're always wanting to try something different, or the impulsiveness is there. The ism is there.
Almost to keep stimulated. You get bored quick with things.
You get bored quickly.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
So if you're dumber, I think you're safer.
Yeah.
Ignorance really is bliss. You know,
what type of, where do you sleep at every night?
Who says I sleep? I'm still up from last night. I might sleep every 3 days. The only real sleep I get is when I'm nodded out for a half hour. That's why I get mad when people wake me up and I'm doing Kensington yoga.
Yeah.
Because that's the only real sleep I get out here, is when I'm nodded out. And the price I pay for it is I get robbed every fucking time.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
It's an expensive sleep. Yeah. I wake up with nothing a lot of times because I wanted to get a little sleep. Or my body wanted to get the sleep that I didn't want to let it get.
You just needed to shut down.
I needed to shut down.
Have you seen a spike in violence and stuff out here lately?
I've seen a spike in misappropriation of medicine. I've seen a spike in misuse of Narcan. With the new trend that's going on with the trank mixes, where everything's got trank in it, just depends on how much it's got. Mm-hmm. What's happening is people are giving more Narcan out because they can't wake somebody up. So to the untrained eye, so that person appears as hypoxic. They appear like they're not breathing, when really it's just shallow breathing. They might be taking one breath every 10 to 20 seconds, but the untrained eye doesn't know how to catch that. So unless you have a training of a paramedic or an EMT, you are not equipped to be giving out Narcan. But when people can't wake you, they get panicked. And when people are afraid, they do stupid shit. So what they do is they think that they're saving you. Now there's people like me who have a severe reaction to Narcan. So I get the worst of this because I get Narcan even when I don't need it. I was fucking sleeping. I wasn't ODing. So now what you've done is you've aggravated the antagonist in me. You made me wake up because you took the opiates out of my receptor. So now I'm waking up because I'm screaming in pain. But really I'm not supposed to be awake because I was just in a trank fucking sleep for a reason. So because you couldn't wake me up right away, now they're Narcaning you, and that's how they're waking you up improperly. So only half of it's getting what it needs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fucked up. So there's a real problem out here now. People are getting Narcan who don't even necessarily need the Narcan. They just need a nap. Just need to be left alone for 20 minutes. They would have came out of it on their own. I do it every day. Several times a day. My mistake is I have to be careful. If I do a shot at a bus stop or something where I could be discovered where there's a group of public people.
You sort of have to isolate now.
I sort of have to go off into a little corner where only another addict will know, leave him alone. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up. Like I gotta really question where I do my shots out here now. Because there's fucking people running around like G.I. Joes with Narcans that think they're saving lives, when really all they're doing is just aggravating the situation.
Now, any advice you would give to anybody who's thinking about coming out here to Kensington to get high?
I would give this advice to you. Kensington will fucking keep you stuck here like a fucking time warp. You could be on your way to Kensington to rehab from Colorado. This really happened to someone. They did a documentary about it, actually. True story, huh? You could be coming from Colorado to rehab, get stuck in Kensington. On the way, you want to get one last little hurrah, so you Google K&A. Tells you go Kensington. Then you find me in traffic because you don't know where to go. So I get a couple of bags of dope out of it. Your price you pay for it is you get stuck out here. That little last hurrah that you did, that little relapse, now you've been on the streets 3 years. You never made it to rehab. Now you lost your leg because you had cellulitis. Then you got gangrene. Then you fell asleep and got frostbite because it's the winter time, because it's real homelessness out here. This ain't no joke. Then your leg got fucking cut off. When I met you, you was on your way to rehab, you had 2 legs. Now you fucking limping around with 1 leg and you hide 3 years on the street. What happened? Kensington fucking happened. In between. This place has a way of grabbing you and sticking you into a fucking time warp. It's like the casinos. They fucking pump up the oxygen out here. There's no clocks. Nobody knows what time it is. You ever notice that when you ask someone what time it is in Kensington? Nobody knows. Nobody fucking cares. That's why. Nobody cares because it's as long as they don't run out of dope and ways to hustle up money where you can sell your ass or panhandle and get up $5 quick, it's going to stay like this and it's going to keep getting worse because that's what Kensington is. Kensington is an adult arcade with no video games. Get the message, guys. This is an adult casino. It's an adult playground for drug addicts. It's really what it is.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Sorry if I went too long.
Listen, I think your message is going to resonate with a lot of people and help to educate a lot of people.
Kensington is a time warp, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Believe
it's
me,
like a wormhole that just never connects to the other side. You get stuck in it. You're like floating in space-time. You know, it's fucking weird like that. It's easy to get stuck out here, bro.
I know.
It's easy to get stuck in a vicious nickel bag cycle.
Yep, I know.
And now that
And
everything's
especially
nickel
that drugs
bags,
are $5.
and now that everything's nickel bags, it used to be dimes.
When I was here, it wasn't like that.
It was all dimes.
Yeah.
Now everything's nicks because it's a lot easier to get a 5 than 10.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I thank you, brother.